So the second day of football at the Summer Olympic Games in Paris 2024 is due to take place tomorrow as I record this. Now we're going to preview all the games that are taking place on this day. There are 6 matches and they are all with the women's nations. The men's nations are taking place in their first group stage games on Wednesday. The women are taking part in theirs on Thursday. Now there are some big differences between the men's and the women's side of football at the Olympics. Now I've already done a video on this channel going over what basically is the format and how teams qualify for the men's side, but I've not gone into what happens with the women's because it's a bit more straightforward. For example, with the men, all the teams are effectively under 23 sides, but with the women, there are no restrictions on the age of the footballers. So these are the full national teams for them. They're not under 23 sides. This is basically like a mini World Cup. And obviously we had the World Cup last year for the women's game in Australia and New Zealand, and it was a great tournament indeed. But in terms of actually qualifying for these, it's basically confederations like competitions. So for example, for UEFA, you've got the best teams from the women's nations. From North America, you've got the CONCACAF playoffs. From South America, you've got the Copa America Femenina. It varies depending on confederation, but the long and the short of it is that we have the host France, we have the North American Women Championship winners, the USA, you have the Copa America finalists, Brazil and Colombia, the winner of the CONCACAF playoff, that is Canada, because they beat Jamaica in that. From Oceania, you've got New Zealand. From Europe, you have Spain and Germany. From Asia, you've got Australia and Japan. And from Africa, there is Nigeria and Zambia. And if you've done your maths correctly and counted that up, you'll find that there's 12 teams there, not 16 like there is with the men. Instead of there being 4 groups of 4, there are 3 groups of 4 instead. All of the top 2 place sides in those groups go through to the knockout rounds, go through to the quarterfinals, and 2 of the best 3 third place sides go through as well. So the worst third side drops out of the tournament. So with all that out of the way, I'm just going to read off who is playing in this first round. So we have 4 p.m. kickoff time in the UK, 5 p.m. local time. There's Canada and New Zealand, and then Spain and Japan. Spain, of course, the world champions. Canada and New Zealand, very good sides as well. Japan is a great side. I mean, it's full of great sides, this draw. Spain against Japan will be a good one. 2 of the best teams in the world, but you have to back Spain for that one. I'll just do some score predictions like I normally do. Well, why not? It's a bit of fun at the end of the day. I'll go for Spain to win 2-1. Canada and New Zealand, again, both good teams, but Canada definitely the better of the 2. I will back Canada to win that 2-0. Then 7 p.m. local time kickoff, 6 p.m. in the UK, Nigeria, Brazil, Germany, Australia. So Brazil, just like with the men, are one of the best teams in the world at the women's game. Nigeria, not the best really. One of the best teams in Africa for sure, but unfortunately a long way behind Brazil. So I'm going to go Brazil to win 3-0 in that one. Germany against Australia, again, 2 of the best sides in the women's games. Germany definitely the better of the 2. You know what, I just got a funny feeling about the Aussies, man. I'm going to go for the Aussies to get a bit of a shock there. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to them. And in the last 2 matches, we have the USA again. USA to win 3-0 there. I mean, they were very disappointing in the World Cup, of course, but come on, they've got to beat Zambia. Zambia doing very well to qualify for the World Cup as well, I must admit, and the Olympics as well for them. And lastly, we have France against Colombia. France, the second-ranked side in the world, but they did lose against Ireland in Euros qualifying not very long ago, so there's definitely a banana peel for it. And you know what? I'm going to go bold. I am going to say Colombia to pull out a draw. I'm not going to go for a win, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm tempted to go for a win, but I'll say a draw. 1-1 in that one. So those are the groups, those are the games, those are my predictions and my preview, and also a bit of a rundown of how this format works. But yes, we will be reviewing all of the action from the first group games of the Olympics on both the men's and the women's side in due course here on thefootballchronicle.com. Of course, keep it subscribed, like, comment, ring the bell, follow, all that good stuff on thefootballchronicle.com to see much more content just like this.